the Twitch zone. It is, what time is it? Oh, 1:30. Wonderful, wonderful. We got about an hour and a half before I head off to this wonderful institution called work. It's been an amazing week. It's been a crazy week. Leaving one job, jumping into another in a different role that feels a little more respectable, but also gives me an opportunity to help people, into actually being great. I love it. And of course, brought to you by this wonderful bowl of chickpeas and basmati rice with a little bit of Mandarin teriyaki sauce. Oh, purpose of this video, right? Hold on 1 second, folks. All right, so this is my. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I hate this mute stuff. 1 second. Okay. All right. So, bam, bam, bam. These are my final thoughts in regards to the aftermath of the whole Sae Niijima palace run. So, usually with every arc, I always like to do an afterthoughts video, which is on my YouTube link. I actually have a playlist specifically for that. So if you're on YouTube, hop on 322, subscribe, hop on the Persona 5 Royals post-arc thoughts, and you'll see how I broke it down. The last one I did, though, was a double whammy. So I ended up doing both Futaba's palace as well as Okumura's. And this one we got Sae Niijima. And where we last played, we at the climax, folks. We're in the equivalent of Christopher Nolan's film Mementos. Interesting. Starring Guy Ritchie. Where in the very beginning of the movie, you're at the very climax of the whole story, but then it rewinds back. Oh, of course, the film does it gradually to where you trace all the way to the start, and then once you got all the way back to the beginning of the original story itself, then it fast forwards right back to where the movie started, and then from there on in towards the end. Atlas did a genius job emulating that exact plot storytelling element. I love it. Freaking love it. Again, imitation is a form of flattery in this case, especially when it comes to Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan's an amazing director. So for Atlas to pull this off with Persona 5 Royal, awesome sauce. Absolute awesome sauce. I don't think it can ever be replicated in the same way again by any other game, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Who knows? Might try to pull that same shit in Persona 6, but if they were to ever do that, it kind of looked like a rinse repeat autopilot thing. Kind of like how Square Enix has their little bad habits with Kingdom Hearts. When they fail to tell a cohesive story, they're like, oh, let's just throw in more Disney and Square Enix characters and just hope people still play anyway for the fun. Which we all sucker in anyway. But it's because we love the characters. So, as we know, Sae Niijima's brain was all warped because, not only because her father died doing his job as an officer of the law, most likely killed en route of psychotic breakdown, most likely. Because now we know Masayoshi Shido is behind all this crap. This dude's been tinkering. And Akechi's been his little underling. But there's a little detail that has not been revealed yet about Masayoshi Shido and Goro Akechi. You will learn eventually. You're going to be like, ah, shit, no wonder. Of course, it has to happen. But with that said, it's rough, you know? Think about it. You're the oldest of two sisters. Your mother died. And your father, who was holding it down, drops dead. Now it's up to you. Fortunately for you, you're already working. You're pretty much wrapped up with college, but you are a prosecutor. Meanwhile, Your sister's in high school. She's in her third year. Again, dynamics in America is different from Japan. Japan, they apparently in this context, 3 years of high school, whereas we have 4 years. We have 9 through 12. Japan apparently has 10, 11, and 12 in high school. I guess they always throw in ninth grade with junior high. Okay. And well, think about it. That does take a mental toll. It does. I mean, let me share a little experience with you with e-learning during the pandemic. Pain in the butt. It really is. And it's nothing against my kid. Not at all. Love my daughter. And God, this was rough on all the kids. So I am going a little off script here, uh, addressing something personal here because, well, it's been a rough year. And I'm going to try and bring this together. So think about it, right? For me, as Ronnie, being a full time parent, right? Dealing with the e learning, making sure this kid's ass is on the grind for schoolwork, trying to be on top of everything best as possible while struggling to get sleep, while also working full time, right? Does take a toll on you. In this case, yeah, okay. So, Makoto Niijima, she's more autonomous, of course. She's 17. I want to estimate 17, borderline heading towards 18 years old. Hence why she's one of the oldest in the Phantom Thieves, other than Haru. But still, when you're the older one, you always want to look out for the other and make sure they're on top of their shit, they're doing their thing. But what adds another layer for Sae Niijima is being in an environment where you gotta keep that conviction rate at 99%, because this is what is taught here in Persona 5 Royal. And in Japan, comes the conviction rate on trial, you got no chance in hell. You got no chance in hell of getting a not guilty. You got no chance. Yeah, you got no chance in hell of her walking out with a not guilty verdict. 99% conviction rate. So you better be one of the 99% that don't slip up and mess up. And predominantly male environment. Whereas here in the U.S., of course, things are different. Of course, when it comes to sex, work equality, all that. Of course, over here we got a lot of female lawyers, a lot of male lawyers, somewhere in between. You know, but hey, that's America, baby. That's what makes America beautiful. That is part of what makes us, for all our complexities, special. It's not just one person or the other. Everyone gets a little whatever. Of course, there are things that happen in between, but that's the difference right there. So in the context, Sae Niijima is tackling a, a sausage fest workplace. She's trying to make sure she lays down the law on the status quo, making sure keep it at 99% conviction, making sure she remains undefeated. She's trying to retain her undefeated streak at Judge Judy Mania. And also looking out for her sister. That takes a toll. I can't even begin to imagine the toll that it takes on her mentally. But it probably did. And hence why when you saw their interactions earlier in the game, how she has that sense of resentment. And sometimes she be condescending. Doesn't mean it's right, but it explains why she feels how she feels. And then when you take a look inside her past, it's like, whoa now. Whew, she feels like the system is rigged, and the only way she gonna make it happen is if she does it to everyone else. Do unto others before they do unto you. Now that's some shit. That's some serious cognitive dissonance right there, cognitive distortion of the likes. I'm like, I ain't got the words. I ain't got the words. Sorry, had an Avian preach moment. Having said that, I have to say, last stream I had a lot of blasts, a lot of random moments that I normally do whenever I'm riding my moped to buy groceries or whatever. Mm. I love this mint green tea with a little bit of peppermint in there. So that's the thing I saw with there. And of course, in her case, the sin of envy. She envies Makoto's sense of freedom that she doesn't have to deal with all this craziness. She envies the fact that other guys don't have it as hard as lawyers in Japan. So a lot of that's sewn in there. So of course, she's thinking the way she does. She does the way she does. Make it right, up to you. But as we clearly see in the narrative, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So this goes back to one of the main reasons why I love this game. It addresses mental health on a deeper level than any other video game I've ever seen. Never mind the fact that they added in Dr. Maruki. Of course, while I had my little sniffle fest last night, I think it was the AC. He busted his head with the freaking mic again, just like the first time we met him. And the thing was, I was like, that's why I was like, please don't hit your head with the mic. Please don't do it again. Because the thing was, I couldn't even remember if he hit his head with the mic or not. So then when it happened, of course, I was dead on the floor laughing because I'm like, it was just. But what he said wasn't wrong. I just don't agree with the escape part of your life, like if your problems become too much. Now, if what he meant by that was stepping away from it, recalibrating, reanalyzing everything, then he gets the full 10 points from me, hands down. As a person that actually went through therapy for recurrent depressive disorder, meaning it's not just a daily thing, but it's something that just happens once in a while, and when it happens, it just like an RKO out of nowhere. I don't see it coming sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But a lot of times, it happens. It just happens. It's kind of like, it's almost like a psychological relapse I deal with. But the good thing is that my therapist was awesome, and she helped me with this. And I feel like his advice was pretty valid in that context. Like, hey, your problems become too much. It's okay to step away for a second. Step away. Think. Pray. Whatever it is you got to do to just detach yourself emotionally as well as mentally from your problems so that you can reconstruct and re-engage. Do it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know how many times as a dad I have to step away to then re-engage the thought process to do better? All the time. Almost all the time, at least. But the best thing is that when you know to step away and recalibrate, you come back better. You come back better, you come back wiser, and stronger, and stronger. And maybe a little stranger. So there's a little bit of Kelly Clarkson, a little bit of Heath Ledger's Joker going on there. Doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, but it sure as hell makes you stranger. So there's that. But now we're going into the meaty stuff of the story. So I'm really, really, really excited now because it's like, don't get me wrong, I've beaten this game 3 times already. I've beaten it in regular Persona 5 form. I've beaten Royal twice. But now with the use of OBS, I can properly tell you the full story with little to no hesitation, which I'm very proud about. So this whole live streaming thing with video games has been something, it's actually been a learning experience for me, but it's also given me a chance to be like, you know what? If I'm going to stream a game, I like streaming games that tell a story, that actually have a narrative, not just boom, 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 flap, flap, online here, online mining there. I really don't care for that shit. I like story. I'm all about storytelling. And then if there's a story that I connect with in the process, I dive in with it. That's why I picked Persona 5 Royal as the main game that I've been live streaming. Up to this point, because y'all probably seen, I threw in a little bit of Blaze Blue in there. I've done Mortal Kombat 11. I'm doing Sonic Mania Plus as well. because I want you to see the fun side too. But when it comes to story, and of course I've done Catherine Full Body because one, it's funny, two, mentally engaging because of the puzzles, but also three, again, narrative. Narrative means everything to me when it comes to that. So with that said, the next one's Masayoshi Shido. That's the only spoiler I'm going to tell you with this. And then after him, we're going to find out some more stuff. And then after we get rid of all that stuff, something else is lingering. And let's just say it's almost like of Bleach proportion from, and when I mean Bleach proportion, I'm not talking about Ewok. I'm not talking about the Fullbringer arc. I'm talking like when they were fighting Aizen. Let me leave it at that because it is going to get real good. It's going to get real good. We're going to see, let's just say there's more awaiting in terms of Kasumi as well as Goro Akechi. There's more to the story to those two. And there's actually more to the rest of Phantom Thieves that we find as well, which actually makes the payoff of this even better. Now, what I will let you know for a fact is that if you don't see me live stream this game for maybe a week or two, it's for one reason only, because I have an alternate path that I'm playing in the game, so that way, I get the original Persona 5 ending as well. Reason being, the prerequisites for the full golden experience, the full royal experience, the conclusion is quite different from the regular Persona 5 ending. The true ending of Persona 5 Vanilla versus Royal, there is a difference. Don't get me wrong, the ending in essence is the same. However, what happens in between also ends up alternating how you perceive Persona 5 strikers, right? If you've only played Persona 5, the regular one, and gotten that true ending, and then you play strikers, there's a lot you miss. There's a lot you miss because you don't know. But when you play Royal and then you play Strikers, you see all the Royal references they tossed in there that most people are like, Royal's not canon. Bullshit. Bullshit, I tell you, because I managed to spot things while playing Strikers. And that's another game I also have to finish for storytelling. And then now that I got OBS up and running, it's going to look better for you guys. But anyway, I wanted to share these thoughts about Sae Niijima. And of course, using a little bit of my personal story to help tie it in together. So, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe so that you can go ahead and check out all the rest of my content. And also hit the notification bell. That way, next time I'm live streaming or next time I have a video uploading from Twitch to YouTube, y'all get to see what's up. All right? So until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Jerry Springer style.